Welcome to my channel. My name is Marcus and this is Rise Above. On this channel we talk about things that help us grow to the next level, and today's topic is patience in a person. What does a patient person look like? So now, patience isn't just a virtue. I know you've heard that a lot. It's a skill. It needs to be practiced every single day. And life will definitely give you a lot of opportunities for you to practice that. So don't you worry. Life got you. Life's got your back. One thing about patient people is that they're very strong mentally and physically. Honestly, the opposite of stress is patience. The only time you get impatient, or the times that you are frustrated, like now when I'm very frustrated, you get stressed out and you're not as patient with yourself or with other people because you're very stressed, and stress causes you to be less intelligent and not think through situations. And your mind doesn't work like that. Your mind functions at its best when it's calm. And that's typically why when you wake up, your mind's at 100% because you just had a long period of rest, and you're able to handle life situations at maximum capacity because you're in a calm and serene state of mind. There's three types of patience. There's interpersonal patience. So interpersonal patience is the type of patience that's cultivated from dealing with others, whether this is family or somebody's upset or they're very angry or they're just being a pest. Cultivating that type of patience in everyday situations when you're dealing with people helps you become more empathetic, and I think that patient people are very self-aware. They're able to understand where other people are coming from. One of the key things that has really come to me from understanding is a lot of the times we feel impatient. It really speaks out on things that are going within us. There's something within us that is being triggered by what this person is doing. Oftentimes when I feel like my emotions are boiling up and I'm becoming impatient, I'm becoming frustrated, one thing that I try to do is ask myself, why am I feeling like this? What is the reason why? There has to be an underlying reason as to why I feel this way about this person. Maybe it's not necessarily what they're doing. It could be anybody else and I wouldn't care, but it's something that they're doing that's affecting me. And if they're crinkling with a water bottle and I'm just losing my patience because I'm just really trying to work right now, but to them it's just a meaningless activity because it's trying to help them with their thoughts. Understanding that reframing the situation is very important, and it helps when you're able to understand where that person's coming from, what they're doing, why they're doing it, and then understanding why that affects you and why that really grinds your gears. Patience with life's hardships. So this type of patience is from the setbacks that life gives you. If something goes really wrong, maybe your business venture failed or somebody passed away, finding the silver lining that when life throws you a curveball is pretty important. Understanding that will develop a different kind of patience. This patience from life hardships, it will really give you courage in order to keep going and to keep understanding that this is part of the journey, part of the process. Things aren't always going to be the way that you think they'll be. So being able to be calm and cool-headed through that will allow you to face any situation that life gives you and find a way through. One thing that really helps me whenever I'm feeling frustrated or I'm losing my patience is just to think that this is just a hurdle. This is not the end of the world. This is just a hurdle. Just saying that puts things into perspective for me, and I'm really able to be really level and calm and really disassociate myself from the situation and focus on the solution rather than on the problem. Patience is a tough challenge. It's hard. It's hard to do, and that's why I think life is so gracious. Every day it gives us something to work on our patience with. Honestly, appreciate the hardships that life is giving you, because if life didn't give you these hardships, then you wouldn't grow. Like, they're heavy, they're big, but when you go to the gym, you lift big weights to get stronger. That's literally the only way. These hardships are unpredictable and they're uncontrollable, but one thing that you can control is your reaction to them. So if you can't control the outcome, do your best to control your emotions so that you develop emotional intelligence and you have a rein on your emotions. The third type of patience is patience in our daily hassles, in our daily life. So for example, if you're in the grocery line and the line is long, you just want to buy one item. If you're in a traffic jam and it's just been a long day at work and you're like, oh my gosh, I do not have time for this. Those moments are the perfect moments to cultivate patience. In these situations, it's a perfect time to take your mind away from the line and really go into your own world and really understand I have time to myself right now. Sometimes in life, everything's so hectic that we wish that we had like just a few moments for ourselves. And these are the perfect times when you're able to do that. Taking a second to just breathe and really have a sense of gratitude for the time that you're in, where you are, the fact that you're alive. All of these things, putting them into perspective will allow you to be more satisfied with life and less depressed. Patience is a form of kindness. That's why patient people are better friends and they're better neighbors. Patience is a gift in itself. Be able to give their patience to others when they might need it the most. Maybe lashing out at them is the one thing that they did not need to hear because they were just frustrated. So being kind to them and really coming from an empathetic place is really important, and really it's a key for building relationships, because in relationships there are many things that are going to be thrown left field, and for you to be willing to understand will help you cultivate the mindset and the lifestyle of a patient person. It's the giving of yourself, being patient. I'm willing to give my time to you to understand where you're coming from and not react. Being unreactive and being serene and taking the time is a key thing to help you in your battle with stress and with life, and to really find the silver lining and to cultivate the patience throughout that. If you have a goal that you want to accomplish, there's no way you're going to be able to accomplish that without patience. Patience is needed for the goal, because you know what the end run is, or you can see the end run, but knowing the process that it takes to get there will help you pace yourself throughout the run. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and a lot of people get impatient because they're sprinting and then they run out of gas, and then they haven't cultivated the mindset to pace themselves or keep pushing past those obstacles once they're tired. Another way you can think about it is if you have a seed and you're planting a fruit or a tree, the day you plant it is not the day that you get the fruit. So you plant knowing that if you're hungry and you really want to eat now, fill your mind and your body with other things that can help you grow while you're working towards that final end result. Because the end result is a lot bigger. Anything that takes time is going to be worthwhile. So believing in that and really having that be the focus of your end goal when you're really grinding out the beginning stages. When you first start working out, your muscles get really sore, but then after a while they stop getting sore. And for me, I always wonder, am I really pushing myself hard enough if my muscles aren't sore? Because that was a direct indicator of, yeah, you're working hard and your muscles can feel it. But halfway through the journey, 6 months into you working out, you stop getting that soreness, and it's like, okay, I need to change things up. I need to really push myself and really keep myself on edge. So how can we cultivate patience? As I mentioned earlier, reframing the situation is very important. Perspective and gratitude will allow you to become more patient with whatever you're facing in life. Perspective is one of those things that opens your eyes and you're able to see something through a different lens. You may have looked at life through the eyes of a painter, but once you look at life through the eyes of a photographer, you see that life is the painting. Another thing that's very helpful with patience is mindfulness and being present. Whenever you're feeling frustrated, taking that deep breath, finding other things that will help ground you, whether it's going for a swim or going for a walk or doing yoga or meditation, things that will actively combat your stress so that you don't react and you're not as impatient. Because personally for me, I find that I'm more impatient when I'm more stressed. If you're trying to be more patient with someone and they're really bugging you, try to remove the temptation of snapping at them by maybe putting in headphones or changing your location so that you are actively still working on it. Don't look at it as you avoiding them. More look at it as I'm helping myself be aware by noticing that something that they do gets me riled up or it really causes me to lose my patience. So I'm trying to create distance between me and that until I've cultivated a stronger sense of self and I've given myself time to think out the process of why I'm being affected like that in order to reapproach that situation, that thing, or that person. And going along with that point, understanding what your triggers are. What is it about them, as I mentioned earlier, that's really grinding your gears? If you can understand it, then you can beat it before it even gets to the punch, because then you can feel all your emotions swelling up. You're like, nope, I know why this is happening, and I'm not going to let it happen. And then you just reframe the situation. What can I gain from it, rather than what is it giving me? Anytime that we complain or we feel negative emotions, it's always, why is this being done to me? So I think approaching it from a selfless aspect, or if you want to reframe it and just look at it as like, what is this trying to teach me? Not as, why is this doing to me? Life is happening for me, not life is happening to me. Reapproaching it from that standpoint will really allow you to see the good side to the bad, because there's good and bad in everything. It just depends where you're focused on. If you're in darkness and you only look for darkness, that's all you'll ever see. But if you look for light, your eyes will definitely catch that. So this week, try to do 2 things to take stress out of your life. Assess your schedule. Find 2 things that don't need to be in your life that are actively giving you stress, and remove those from your life, so you will find yourself becoming a more patient person, not being riled up. For me, it used to be video games. I used to get very frustrated when I played video games. So I've for a long time, I just completely cut that out. And then when I noticed myself getting frustrated even with video games, I'm able to be patient and notice myself flaring up. And then I'm able to reframe that and really understand, oh, I see why you're getting upset because something happened. But in that moment, something happens, I should just be like, it's okay. It's okay. Honestly, saying that, it works wonders. It's like, it's all right. Don't even worry about it. The way you would say that to somebody else, say that to yourself, like, yo, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. It's cool. It's really cool. Like, it doesn't even matter. When you approach it from that standpoint, like, your brain is like, oh yeah, it is okay. I don't know why I was stressing so much about that. And then all of that stress and all of that anxiety and all of that fear and all of that frustration just goes away. It works wonders. Try it, trust me. You have to practice patience. It's like a skill. It's like anything. If you don't want to get angry, you have to practice that. And life is lovely. It will give you as many opportunities to test your patience as you'd like. You just have to be aware that it's a test. Let's think of it as scouts for a soccer team. You may not know that the scout is there. You may not know that this game that you're going to isn't just another game. You may not know that it's a test. So approaching it and being aware that somebody in the stands could be looking at me, hoping to scout me so I can further on my life and get to the next level. Maybe life is trying to test me, and really ask life, like, what are you trying to teach me through this? Is there something about me that I can improve through the situation? Is that why I'm reacting like this? Because I haven't overcome this lesson, and that's why you brought this person at this specific time in order to teach me. Once you're able to look at the situation like that, you'll develop an understanding, and life will be your teacher. And then you'll be more patient with life and let things just go into the control, and let life just take the steering wheel and drive, because you've been driving the wrong vehicle for a long time that you think you know how to drive, but life is right beside you in the passenger seat trying to train you. But if you have music on, you can't really hear them, then you're not going to end up where you're meant to be. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you got value from this video, subscribe for more videos like this. And always remember, the only way is up. Peace.